This 5 minutes video will help you as beginners to create a successful research paper. The first important thing to keep in mind while writing a research paper is the connections that flow from one body paragraph to another in a result to create a strong conclusion that relates back and proving the thesis, which basically is the main argument being discussed in a research paper. Each body paragraph has to connect back to the thesis on the introduction paragraph in order to support the main argument of the research paper itself, because arguments on each body paragraph has to act as supporting ideas that prove your thought that is reflected on the thesis, meaning that creating a sense of solidarity between each body paragraph instead of acting as an individual paragraph. Having a strong connection between body paragraph means that you have a clear understanding of the research paper itself and fully aware of whatever arguments you are communicating in it. This will allow the readers to easily understand what is being said or what is being argued in the research paper, as well as the message being conveyed through the research paper. In order to apply this while writing a research paper, creating an outline is a must before starting, because this will allow you to plot out the ideas that comes from everywhere in an organized and clear order, keeping on attempting to rearrange ideas until the whole thing makes sense will be a very helpful first step to create the connections. Don't just create a really rough outline that won't do anything as you proceed in writing the research paper, but then do spend a sufficient amount of time in constructing an outline, because it will be a very helpful guide that will save you from spending too much time on being confused of what to write in a research paper that will turn out as an unorganized piece with ideas all over the place. It is common for people to find themselves plagiarizing while writing a research paper because of the fact that 70% usage of the outside sources. Even so, this doesn't mean that plagiarism is unavoidable. It is just that you have to put more effort in paraphrasing all the outside sources being used. The first thing that I would do when paraphrasing is to rewrite the outside source to make sure that I understand the content of it, so that there won't be any meaning changes of what the outside source is trying to convey. After that, I will plot out the keywords found in the outside sources in bullet points in order to allow myself to create my own sentences. This is because I would put the outside source away when paraphrasing and only use the important points instead as a guide, so that I can avoid using the same structure as the original sentence. Determining the right synonym to replace certain words is always the problem I face, because it always seems like the word they use is the perfect one to use, but then you just have to use another word, so that won't change the meaning. At last, don't forget to cite the sources using the MLA in-text citation, because if this is not provided, even after paraphrasing the outside source really well, it will still be considered as plagiarism. Back in high school, in my Bahasa class, plagiarism is not a very big deal for my Bahasa teacher, although we are still required to provide the in-text citation and the works cited page. There is no problem for any of us to provide in-text to just copy the exact same thing from the outside source and use it for research paper or any kind of other essays. But on the other side, for my English teacher, paraphrasing is required whenever writing an English research paper, and plagiarism is taken seriously or we won't be able to pass high school. This shows the huge culture difference between the Western and the Asian cultures when it comes to plagiarism. Even in the same high school, Westernized and Asianized teachers approach plagiarism in a complete different way.